Crime scene video has allowed us to recreate the position in which Annie's fully clothed body was discovered. A single shot had first passed through her left hand before entering her neck, fatally damaging her spinal cord and severing major blood vessels. The South Africans claim the forensic evidence proves Annie was cowering against the back seat and Mungeni took aim from the front passenger seat. So they claim he deliberately shot her with the gun barrel 5 to 10 centimeters from her body, which means her death was not an accident. We asked leading forensic scientists to review all the evidence in the police docket. Would it stand up to scrutiny? Was Annie cowering back in her seat, as the South Africans claim?
Was Annie in a defensive position when she was shot?
There's no pathological evidence to support that, no.
Home Office pathologist Dr. Shepherd takes a very different view to the South Africans.
There is no evidence of any blood spatter against the seat around the site of recovery of the bullet. If you'd been pushed back against it, as the bullet exited her body, it would have caused damage and spatter around that point, and there isn't any. So she's leaning forward or sitting forward on the edge of the seat. It surprises me that the scenes of crime people have not considered it.
And we have a pink rod going.
If Annie was leaning forwards, can the South Africans be sure the gun was held at a distance from her?
The size and shape of that pattern of soot on the back of her hand would indicate a very close range, potentially less than 5 centimetres.
Until its closure last year, Mark Mastaglio was the leading firearms expert at the Home Office Forensic Science Service.
If we take your analysis of the facts, it makes it look more likely that this gun went off in a struggle where it was right up against her. Is that right?
I think that's a fair statement. What the South Africans have not done is to carry out any experiments to support the conclusions that they came to. They've made some guesses.
It was sloppy.
I think this is a major flaw in the investigation.
And what about the murder weapon? Could it have gone off accidentally?
There seems to have been no examination of the pistol to determine whether it was susceptible or had a propensity for accidental discharge. Could it go off in a struggle, for instance? There are standard tests you carry out. All we have is a blanket statement that the gun was in working order.
If tests were not done to rule out accidental shooting, does the post-mortem evidence support the South African view that Annie's death was deliberate, and if so, a planned murder?
If it was a deliberate shot, I'd have expected a shot in the head, maybe over the heart, not one that struck the neck. It's an unusual place for an assassination. So, on that basis alone, and it's a very weak bit of evidence, I would veer towards an accidental discharge rather than a deliberate shooting.